Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Gamecast, episode 499. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gass, joined by Mike Sneedy.
What's up?
Corey Feinsad.
Blast processing.
And Tony Korkanakis.
Hello.
Hi. Welcome, listeners and viewers, to 499 of the Gamecast. A couple things to get out of the way first. It's Sega's 60th anniversary, as you heard from Blast Processing. We're going to be talking about Sega as our topic, a deep dive into Sega and where we'd like to see them go. There's been some rumors flying. We're going to get into that. First thing is first, let's cover 500. It's going to be out next week. We're unfortunately not able to get together. Mention us on the movie cast. So sorry for repeating ourselves here. We are going to go back and list some of our favorite episodes that we've done, favorite topics that we've gone through. So look for our Gamecast episode next week. I will be streaming on Twitch on Saturday. I think at 12 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Eastern, on Twitch, on our Twitch channel, Grand Theft Auto 5. I'm saying the name of it because I guess by saying the name of the power. But, yeah.
Game of the decade.
So I will be playing this game for you guys. I have not decided what platform yet, but it will be on Twitch. So I have it on PC, so I might be playing it on PC, or I might just do the Xbox version. I think is it on Game Pass still or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Then I will be playing it on Xbox. So there you go. Easier to stream it on Twitch. Actually, yeah, it is easy now. They fixed that. The Mixer was easier.
Oh, I remember that one time as
yeah.
bad.
Yeah. So yeah, look for that for me this weekend. We'll come up with some more stuff for you guys for 500. So look for us to talk. Tune in next week. We're good. Let's get into what we've been up to. Corey, what have you been playing?
Well, I've been playing a little bit more Final Fantasy, but didn't really get a chance to do too much this week. And some Borderlands, but I also got to play this game called Gunfire Reborn, which is like in early access on Steam. I saw it was a rogue-like Borderlands game. I was like, all right, well, I got to try it then. So yeah, it's like these little, you're kind of these woodland creatures, apparently, is what it is. And you're going through procedurally generated stages that I think they're procedurally generated, at least it seemed that way. And you're just going through and trying to get as far as you can, obviously. Kind of got the the whole roguelike thing where you die, you start back at the beginning, but you can still earn things that help you on your next run through the game. Mm-hmm. But the idea is, like, every time you kill an enemy, loot shoots out, and you're getting these weapons that are unique and interesting. And it's been a lot of fun. I definitely think that it's got a long way to go, but it's worth the $10, whatever it was. So it's pretty cool. It's kind of like Gunfire Reborn, but it's a roguelike game with a little bit of Borderlands in there. So
like in terms of loot, or I guess what's the
like loot. Like it's got some interesting loot, and you're getting interesting abilities. It does have the character I played as has like this like lock, like you shoot out a little orb and it locks people in place, kind of like one of the characters in Borderlands had and has. And then you can upgrade that and get better abilities and upgrades as you go and progress. And then for the next run through, you'll have some of those things follow you or come with you. And it's up to 4 players too. Mm. It's Gunfire Reborn, early access on Steam.
All right, cool. All right, let's see, Tony, what have you been playing?
Let's see. So I beat Dark Souls 3, which was, it was good. It was good overall, but
yeah,
I don't know if it's just like, and I don't want to be like humble bragging or anything like that, but like coming from Bloodborne, I expected worse, but honestly, there were only maybe 2 bosses that really gave me any difficulty in the game.
Did you play the other Dark Souls games?
No, I just went to 3, and that's what most of my friends said. They're like, "Dude, just go to 3. Don't even bother 1 and 2." And I was like, "All right." But there was only 2 bosses that really gave me any significant amount of challenge, which is whatever. But the last boss took me 2 attempts, and I was just like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "All right, that's weird." I've died to mini bosses more often than I did the last boss of the game. But doing the DLC, because that apparently is where they really threw the challenge for the players that want it. So we'll see how that goes. I did the first one of that over the weekend, and that was definitely a bit more brutal, but still not too bad. So probably did that, but I also got Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition So I'm playing that. I jumped right into the new story, which is like after the ending of the first game, where it takes place with a couple of the characters and just a different new story and stuff like that. So it's really cool, really pretty. Obviously, Monolith Soft really knows how to make like an open world on, not the, most pushed hardware, obviously, because even though Switch is an HD system, it's not like a PS4 Pro or an Xbox One X or something like that. So just seeing their world and their design, like I think they found like a really perfect intersect, because I mean the original Wii game was, the environments were awesome, but if you look at like screenshots of the character models, it left a lot to be desired. It's just like, first of all,
yeah,
like,
some of these comparisons are like, whoa.
Yeah, exactly. Crazy. So it's this great combination balance point where it's like, hey, it looks pretty, and the characters look pretty and stuff like that. So just been playing that, and
definitely I'm gonna get that as soon as it kind of becomes a little bit more affordable. Not necessarily affordable, but like, go on sale or something. But I got Final Fantasy and Persona.
It's gonna last you for a while.
Last of Us is coming up, and then Ghost of Tsushima is going. So it's like, but I definitely got to play that because I'm
on the fence for Last of Us. I haven't read. I haven't read the spoilers yet at all. No? Yeah, that's what happened. One thing got spoiled for me. It's not because of the spoiled part. Like, I don't know now if I should read the spoil, like the leaks. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm at the point now where I'm like, I'm very worried that this game is not going to be great. And I'm like, do I read the spoilers?
Again, like, I think it's hard to live up to what we imagined the game would, the end after the ending. There's like
the one thing I have that I know about.
It was fine. It's fine.
Yeah, the one thing I know about in this one, I'm just like, but the problem is I have a theory about what I know, and it's like, do I know it all? Like Tony knows. I told him like I have this theory about, do I know it all? Because I think my theory is, so like, do I read to say if that's what happened, like I'm gonna be pissed, or do I just let it go, and then if it happens, I'm pissed and I hate the game.
I've not seen any spoilers so far, so I'm trying to keep it that way.
It happened to me, unfortunately, on Sony's feed when they were doing the gameplay video from it, which I was watching, and then I looked on Twitter.
I didn't even watch it
before they removed it. Like,
what are they going to show that's going to be any different than what we've seen already? That's going to make
so now, unfortunately, like the worst part about non-context spoilers are once you get it spoiled, you're like, well, now it's confirmed. Because I'm like, I don't know if I 100% saw it. I don't know if what I read was true. But then when I started seeing like non-context spoilers, and I was like, this is true.
Yeah.
So
it's real.
Yeah, because you're confirmed by like all that stuff. You're like, okay, well they're confirming it with these images. So I'm like, this is ridiculous. But I don't know if I should read more. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I haven't decided yet. It's going to be turmoil for me for the next few weeks. I haven't really gotten to play much this week myself. I haven't played anything really, I haven't played anything really. So it's been all movie watching and then playing for the work, and unfortunately, but it really was like I watched that reveal, like the state of play for that, and it looks great. Like the gameplay looks fantastic. But I have decided I'm going to get Paper Mario. I've actually pre-ordered it already, so that's happening.
Hey, you did it
100%.
Finally.
Yeah, 100% I'm getting Paper Mario, and it's the physical copy, so I can't forget. But I'm getting that game, and and I do want to get Ghost of Tsushima as well. So I'm gonna play those. I just,
that's the same day.
Same day.
Yeah, Paper Mario wins. I'm getting Paper Mario first. Like, it's happening. I'm getting Paper Mario. It was the choice between those two games, and then the gameplay thing came out about Ghost of Tsushima, where I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to enjoy this game. So
it looks like everything you hate in open world games.
Yes, I know. Yes, I know. But I love everything about Kurosawa movies, and this looks like Kurosawa movie, like so much.
Just watch a Let's Play, dude.
But what if it's so fun to play? What if it's so cool to experience?
Wait for the reviews then.
Yeah, that's what
Here's the thing. Here's the thing that you know for a fact. Paper Mario is not going to drop in price within 6 months.
Nope,
for the
that's
rest
why.
Of the
That's why.
It's going to be full price.
Yep.
By the holidays, I guarantee you, because it happened with Days Gone. I guarantee you'll be able to find that title for $30.
I think
Paper Mario's trade value will hold, and I can trade towards it afterwards. Yeah. So
Days Gone is a different story, though. I don't think Ghost of Tsushima is going to drop
even
to
$30.
$30.
Was like $30 in like the same year.
It'll be 40.
In the same year. I think it'll drop. I don't think it'll drop half price. I think it'll probably be like
the holidays.
No, we all know I'm going to get $30.
Bet.
for the end of the year, Ghost of Tsushima is going to drop to $30.
By the end,
It'll
of
be
calendar-
$30 Black Friday.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Black
Black
Friday?
maybe.
I could see it being 40. I don't know about half price.
You know, it'll be $30 Black Friday. I would take that bet in a second.
See, I'm
30 or lower.
the thing is, like, I did
Ghost of
read
Tsushima?
their little summary about it, and one thing that gives me a little pause is they refuse to like give you a number for the length of the game.
Yeah, they're sidestepping that conversation.
That could,
There's some stuff
Good
there
thing.
where I'm just like, this might be kind of nothing.
I mean,
like-
if it's open world, that'll extend the gameplay a little bit. But yeah, I mean, if it's a 12-hour game, that's gonna really hurt it. Because what was
I
that?
can't see
Uncharted
it
game
being
with
12 hours, but
12 hours.
if they make the game very
it
difficult,
might be if you skipped all around through all the side missions, which it didn't seem like they went into too much either. There might not be a lot of interesting side missions. Well, again, I wasn't fully impressed with their little like breakdown of what it was. It dampened my enthusiasm for the game a little bit, but I'm still curious about it.
my thing is like I definitely am excited for Paper Mario because it's like I kind of have that itch to I want to play that kind of game right now, and when I trade it in, it doesn't matter. Let's say I beat the game and then in September I trade it in, October I trade it in, November, whatever I trade that game in, it's going to be worth $30 on trade. There's zero doubt in my mind. Yeah. So I can trade it in for Tsushima whenever.
Well,
and get $30.
the first party stuff is even second party stuff on Nintendo side just holds its value so long.
That's why I chose Paper Mario, but it's really up in the air for me for Last of Us Part 2. Like, every day I'm like, okay, I'm gonna read these leaks. I just
gave in after I got a little bit. I'm like, all right, I'm in.
This morning I Googled it, Last of Us 2 Part 2 leaks. So I did it.
Wow.
And then the links were there, and I'm like, and I didn't click on it. I closed it. But that's how close I was this morning. Like I'm like at that point where I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna do this. I'm gonna read it, and I'm still hopefully gonna enjoy what I read, and I'll play the game. That's what I'm hoping for. But then I'm like, but what if I don't?
I'm waiting for reviews and, like I said, a price because like I'm fine with waiting. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll be there.
And I don't think that seems unlikely though. I will say that.
It's a rare game. The first one is a rare game that I've replayed. I don't replay many games. I don't like Final Fantasy. I replayed them. You know, this game I played 3 times. I've replayed this game 3 times.
Wait,
because once
Last of Us.
Last of Us. Gotcha.
Yeah, because I played it originally on my sweating system. Then I played it again when they remade it on the PlayStation 4, and then I played it on hardest difficulty on PlayStation 4. So that's how much I like that game so much. Like I loved that story. I loved everything about it. The world. I don't know. See, now I'm like this. I'm happy I closed the tab. I don't know. Mike, what have you been playing?
So I've been playing a bit more of Division 2, which it seems like the world is also playing right now, but
oh yeah, we all are.
It's a different thing. And Yakuza Kiwami I'm playing more of, and I had to look up the release dates of everything because I'm so confused. So and I found out that based on initial releases, Yakuza Kiwami actually did come out after Yakuza 0, but I also know it's a remake of an older game. So because it's very weird because it's the same map. It came out a year later only. The same map, it's altered, and they have some callbacks to 0, even though I knew that 0 was a new story that they just did recently, while Kiwami is a remake of a game that's like 10 years old, and I don't know. It's a lot going on. It's confusing, but it's still the same type of thing. It's maybe a little too same-ish to me. I feel like I don't like it as much as Yakuza 0. And maybe I don't have those like the quests, the ongoing like job quests that were in Yakuza 0 that gave it a lot of replay value to me. I'm not sure it exists in this game, but we'll see. It's still just an insane game, and it's funny. I know, but I'm still enjoying it enough, and I'm gonna keep going. We'll see where it goes.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, my other friend is playing it right now, and he's on, I think, on the 5th one or something like that. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like,
tie that Sega into this.
Yeah. Yeah. Well.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into the news, and then we'll get to our topic. Let's see. First thing I'm going to talk about is, well, bad news this week. We're going to start it off on a lower note. We didn't do this in the movie cast. We should have mentioned. Obviously, we know what's going on in the world right now. It's not only a pandemic. We have in our own country, issues going on, terrible issues, protests that are highly justified after the tragic I don't know, go in this record of murder of George Floyd, and so it's unbelievable. So now Sony obviously has delayed their PlayStation 5 reveal. That's what I'm tying in here, but I do want to say that it's unbelievable what's going on in this country right now with this, in terms of what we need to have done, and hopefully we get people to hopefully people start to listen, because it hasn't changed in how many years now, and it's just unbelievable. And that's also been taking up a lot of my time in terms of I haven't played much because I've been watching this on TV, watching the news, like Twitter, I'm all over the place with this stuff. Yeah. And it's just everywhere. And, you look for, I'm not trying to get political on this podcast, but you look for leadership, and there just isn't leadership there right now. And it's frustrating, and it's unbelievable. And I understand why people are out there and, protesting this, because it's frustrating. It's so frustrating. It's unbelievable, sad, and it needs to be fixed. And hopefully these protests, peaceful ones were rampant. But I understand the rioting protests. I get the point where they're frustrated that things have not happened for them, and this is why they turn to another kind of protest. I get that aspect of things. It's unbelievable what's happening in terms of looting and rioting too. I think that's out of control, and I feel for a lot of people out there, and just to try to stay safe. I don't know if you guys want to say anything else to add to that right now. Mike, you have a store. Like, how's everything over there? Okay?
Yeah, I mean, there was actually a protest outside of my store a few days back, and it was perfect. It was a perfect
There's
protest.
so many. The thing is, we're not seeing a lot of the great there's a lot of peaceful protests, and we're not seeing a lot of that. So because we're seeing the
So I'll talk a little bit about this. I have, my family owns two businesses, and they're close to Newark. They're in South Orange and Bloomfield in New Jersey, if you guys know that. And we had a protest right outside, and I figured we would. It is a very largely African American area, both the places. And it was perfect. They just came. They blocked an intersection for about 8 minutes, which represented the amount of time they were on the guy's neck. And then they left. And it was fine, and that was in front of the South Orange store. I haven't been to the Bloomfield location, but the other thing is, I do this social media for us, and I participate in that blackout today. And part of that is, it's funny because a lot of people actually think that we're a black-owned business, and the reason for that is because 90% of our staff is black, and that's like part of the problem. Like, they can't. People don't think that we would just hire all these people, but
there's a lot of racial profiling still in this country, and that's what has to change. I mean, that's what happens.
People are just afraid of people they don't know, and they just don't give the benefit of the doubt. Right? So I don't want to toot our horn. We didn't do anything good. We just
what you should be doing.
We just gave jobs to the people who were in the community that we were serving. And that's it. But so that's all I'll really say about it. We're we're there, and I mean, I don't know if something violent happened. I would obviously be upset. I don't want that to happen around there. But we're within and serving that community, and at this point I am proud of that.
Good, awesome. Anything else, guys?
Yeah, no, I mean, I would just say that, it's definitely an important issue. One, if you don't understand it, just try to listen to,
that's
the
thing
vast
is,
amount
you
of
have to
research out there.
understand, you have to understand that you can't understand. I can't understand, and that's my, you know what I mean? I'm a white man. I understand that I don't understand the play. I don't, but I sympathize, and, I wish I could help, any way I can. So that's all. But yeah.
Right. But yeah, the thing is, I would say just Understand, listen. That's an important thing. If you're
I
not,
think that's the biggest thing.
That's the thing,
is listening, because a lot of times, and not to like say like what people try to do for others is bad, but a lot of times people put their opinions and their like beliefs in other people's way. It's like you're trying to help, I get it, but like you're not part of that group or part of that community. Like just let them deal with their thing on their own. Like they can do that. Like I don't know. Sometimes I feel like people just push their agenda. Right. It's like
don't speak for others. Ask how you can help if that's what you want to do.
Exactly.
You can donate either money or time. Like cleaning up the communities if you are affected.
Assume you know best because you
exactly.
have a different experience than other people. It's
Right.
like, just assume that you can help by being there or by like financially or just whatever. Like you don't need to push an agenda. You don't need to like try to help people that don't necessarily need the help. They can help themselves a lot of times. Like just let them know that you're listening and that if they need help that you can help, but don't try to force things, because I think that's a lot of the problem also.
Right.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I mean, the other thing is too is, and Jim, you touched upon this, like, I mean, I would obviously prefer non-violence to anything. I mean, I don't think any reasonable, rational person prefers violence or theft or destruction.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
also it's the other side effect is we're getting more opportunities for us cops to take it over the line again with these protests and riots, and there's lots of stories coming out. And the escalation is not helping anyone on either side.
Yeah, exactly. So the thing is, like, continue to.
I'll be right back.
Protest peacefully. Above all else, I have to say that. But the thing is, it's time to take a stand. It really is like just the continual repeat. Of this, where it's like, I remember the news. I forget if it was a tweet or a thread. It was one of the two, where it was like, man killed after a police officer put his knee on his neck for 9 minutes or whatever like that. I knew before I even clicked on the actual art. I was like, what are the chances that this is a black man? And it's just one of those things where it's like, that's heartbreaking. Yep. It's honestly heartbreaking. And the thing is, like, it's time for justice, and it's a time for change in the system, where like the police officer involved was not even apprehended or put in investigation or anything immediately. It's just like, how does that happen? Like, I can't even, like, I have a job where I'm responsible for a Fortune 200 or 300 company, where every hour we're wasting tens of thousands of dollars and stuff like that, and I'm held accountable for certain things. And I can't imagine a job where you're accountable for people's livelihoods and safeties, and even regardless if even if you had to you were 100% justifiable in killing another person, like, why that's not even like, hey, we need to take you aside and do XYZ in terms of checks, and hey, how could you have handled that better, or what are the opportunities here? Just like business as usual. So without getting too political, just continue standing up for
hard not to, but hard not to, but yes, I understand.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get into some more news here besides the delay. Hopefully we'll get some PlayStation news next month around the Xbox One time as well, or the Xbox X as well. God damn, that name is terrible.
The more you say, it's just the worse it sounds, in my opinion.
It doesn't flow. It doesn't flow off the tongue because there's already Xbox One X. So it's like Xbox Series X. It's just not good. Google Stadia, not doing well. Not a big shock here, is it?
No.
So Take-Two's CEO says that they have overpromised on what it could do and underdelivered. That's
good combination
from Take-Two. Yeah.
The exact
short
opposite of what you should be doing.
Yeah. I mean, it stumbled massively out of the gate. It's stumbling still. The support is just. I think Matt Piscatella tweeted out that the pickup on this has been staggeringly low. Like, it's just not being. I just wonder how long Google still supports this. Do we get another year out of it, or does it drop this year? That's the real question.
Who knows with them? That's the thing. Who knows? Like, we don't.
I think at this point they have to wait at least a year before pulling the plug. Because.
What has it been 9 months now?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. We'll see. So, this is going to lead us partly into our topic of the night here. Hang on, let me just get Get that up there. Which is Sega as the future of its company. There is an article coming out that there's a huge scoop happening in Famitsu. Which was the magazine? I can't remember what it's going to be.
I don't
Japanese
think it
tech
was It was a different magazine.
Yeah, it was a different one. It was Weekly Famitsu.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense. It's the biggest one over there.
So it's a huge scoop based on Sega, the level of Wired's PS5 article. What do we think that means? And that also then ties into Sega, which we mentioned before. Are they coming back to hardware?
No way.
I don't think so either. But like,
that's a 0% chance.
Yeah, I know. But
at least in terms of like a traditional console, like I could see some like
You think we're gonna get like a Dreamcast mini?
Yeah, something like that. I could.
That would be cool, actually.
Dreamcast, like a retro console, like one of those. That'd be awesome, like a Dreamcast.
Well, they did the Genesis, right?
Yeah, and it actually.
Give us Saturn. Give us Saturn, damn it.
Is there like 10 games on the Saturn?
It's more than 10 games.
There's enough. There's enough to really want to play that. I really would love to. If there was 25 games on that system, like that take home, like Genesis mini style console for a Saturn, I'd buy it in a second.
Mm-hmm.
But so what do we think this huge scoop is? It's level of Wired's PS5 article. So technical details of something.
My guess it's going to be a brand new Sonic game. Because we talked about it in the past, a couple podcasts over the last year or so, where it's like, where the fuck is the new Sonic game? Because like Sonic Mania did well. You'd think they would have easily like greenlit, a turnaround sequel or something like that.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Again, I heard that there was like strife between like Sonic Team and like Christian Whitehead's studios and stuff.
Well,
like
of course.
That.
I mean, that's
they did it better than the Sonic Team did.
I know, but
Sega's blood to be internal dispute. But I really feel like maybe the timing is right for like, hey, you know what? Put the time, effort, energy, money into like a brand new 3D Sonic game and make it like like a 90+ Metacritic game. Like, because that's the thing. Sonic has. I'm sorry. Aside from like Sonic Mania, Sonic has been the butt of like bad 3D games. Like it was just a downhill slope. Like you could understand like Sonic Adventure. It was like their first time. Okay, whatever. I don't even argue. Sonic Adventure 2, the Sonic and Shadow levels were great. But like ever since then, I feel like it's just been like an overall downward trending thing where it like goes like slightly up and then back down, and slightly up and then back down.
I mean, people would point to Colors and Generations as some good ones that have been in the last. What was that?
But even that was, that was
15
Sonic
years ago,
Colors was Wii, so like.
Yeah, no, it's been a little while.
Yeah, it's been a while, so I mean that's my guess because the thing is, it's right around the corner from Sonic's birthday, which is coincidental my birthday, so that's just my guess there.
Okay, I mean it is the 60th anniversary of Sega, so we have, what did they start with?
Coin operated
machines.
Coin-operated machines.
Sega
had no idea they were around for
stands
60 years.
Service games. You take the SE in service and the GA in games, and that's what it is.
Okay.
And little known fact is that Sega was actually founded by Americans. It was not founded by Japanese.
Service games,
Wow.
American
Yep.
words.
Yeah.
Yep. It originated in 1945 in Honolulu, Hawaii. I have a little article up. Partnership by father-son team Irving Bromberg and Martin Bromberg to manufacture and distribute slot machines and other coin-operated devices.
Okay.
So, yeah.
45. How is it the sixth? Whatever.
So history-wise, we have consoles. They've got out of consoles. They moved to software. We've gotten a lot of different software, multi-platform publishing, which was weird at first. Remember seeing Sega games on another system was just so weird at first. So, they continue on the software platform. We get a new Sonic game is what Tony's thinking. Would anybody else think anything different?
I could see another retro console, honestly. Like maybe not a Dreamcast. That might be too much, but I could see a retro console for them.
I could see that too. Like, I mean, here's my thing is like, I don't know if you guys seen, but they actually have a website specifically for their 60th anniversary right now. It's 60th.sega.com. And among them, they have like little icons that you can use for like avatars on forums or Discord or whatever like that. And they have like like really obscure, like minor characters from minor niche games, where it's like, really, like you made an avatar for that, like and stuff like that. So I really feel like they're going to be really embracing their hair. I mean, this is my heart of hearts here, because like I know we've talked about it before, but like I'm not like as big of a Sega fan, but I still love them for like being an alternative, because I feel like they did serve
pushes the competition.
Right, it pushed the competition, right. And I felt like Sega always did it, aside from the advertising, like in a very, honest, earnest way, where it's just like, hey, like we're making games that we feel, the market wants and needs, and or they're good at and stuff like that. So I'm hoping like maybe because we talk about like the past. If you look at like the past 10 years, I mean, they've really boiled down to like their Sonic games. What was it, Total War or whatever?
That's Total War was a big franchise for a long time.
Right.
Now Yakuza.
Right, Yakuza.
Yakuza, yep.
But like, you look at like their portfolio from the Sega Master System all the way up to the Dreamcast.
It's been not much outside of Sonic for a while.
Right, exactly. And I'd love to see a revival. Like, and I think they're starting to see that now, especially since we finally got Shenmue 3, even though probably not as awesome as it could have been. We saw the Panzer Dragoon remake, we saw Phantasy Star Online 2 finally come out in the West. It's like, hey, you know what? Maybe they're going to start taking more risks now. With bringing back older games or, new stuff. Because, like, I don't know, like, the thing is, I give Sega a lot of shit, but at the same time, when I think about it deeper, like, their heart, their blood, their DNA really is in the arcade industry, like House of the Dead and Daytona and stuff like that.
Fighter,
and like, if you look at like, it's easy to blame the Dreamcast on like the Shenmue fiasco, the easy pirate fiasco, and the looming PlayStation 2 threat, as reasons for it. But like, I would say there's a non-zero like correlation between that and like just the death of arcades, at least primarily in the West, where it was easy to like release an arcade game back in the day, make a lot of money off the experience, the physical, like, whether it's House of the Dead or Daytona or whatever like that, and then Virtua Fighter, and then, hey, 6 months later you have the home console port and you make even more money off of that. So I think that really hurt their business model too, to some degree.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think so. I think it'd be interesting to see where they're going to go. I don't think hardware either. I think a retro console, like, I think that's a cool idea. I think Dreamcast fits the mold. We might see. I'm sorry if I'm freezing. Might see mini Dreamcast, which would be kind of cool to see Crazy Taxi on there and stuff like that. But ultimately, I expect ultimately to hear a bunch more return titles, like maybe a Virtua Fighter game, because fighting games have started to become popular.
Virtua Fighter come back. What was the last one? Like 5 or Team
5
Battle?
on the 360.
Yeah. That one actually could do I know I'm normally against like hard reboots, but I would do a reboot Virtua Fighter for sure.
Oh, that's easy to do. I mean, I don't think it really matters in terms of fighting games. It's like, okay, sure. But the other thing is too is like, I know I talked about the on the movie cast recently about that anime I watched where it's a high score girl, and a lot of that stuff was Sega games in the arcade, and it was like, man, like. There's something special about like how like back then Sega was pushing arcade games and then they were pushing their home console games and their handheld games and stuff like that. And I really love to see more of that. I'm super excited that they finally did a Super Monkey Ball port on the Switch and stuff like that. But it's just like, you pick the worst Monkey Ball. Like, give us a new one or port like the first 2 games over and stuff like that. And ironically enough, the guy who does Yakuza came from Monkey Ball. Like. Put those side by side. Like, you look at Monkey Ball and you look at Yakuza, same director.
I can almost see it in some of it because Yakuza is insane.
That's rad.
The statement of rile up the the games industry is what
I'm gonna dampen it. I don't believe the full level of hype that whatever this guy's trying to say, but I feel like if you get into all that, it's going to be disappointing. But I think
it's going to be like an Atari thing that they're trying to do. If they try to do a new hardware system, I mean, they could try to enter into some kind of
Stadia thing.
Not Stadia thing, but like a mobile device type of thing.
Well, okay. this is crazy. What about VR? Would they jump into that?
Hardware VR? No.
Yeah, it would be hardware VR. Would they jump into that? It wouldn't be a console.
No, they don't have the funding for that. I mean, unless like it was something like where like Valve just gave them,
I mean, that's the thing is like you have Valve, you have PlayStation or Sony rather, and you have
Oculus.
Oculus. Thank you. I couldn't remember the other one. I think those are just too far ahead right now to kind of introduce something new because they would have had to have been working on this like 5 years ago.
Okay, the second scenario. What if Xbox was rebranded as a Sega console in Japan? Because that's another reading I've read that a lot online today for this.
I mean, I could see a partnership with
Microsoft.
So would that become like an exclusive carrier of like all of the Sega franchises now?
It would be like the Sega Xbox or whatever they would call it in Japan.
I know,
and it would be the Xbox console.
But what I'm saying is like, does the next Sonic or Yakuza game, does that become Xbox exclusive?
Do we get Persona on Xbox?
But Microsoft doesn't care about exclusive. We went over how many times we've gone over this. Like they've.
Yeah, well then. It's
a branding thing to help sell their system.
That could be.
That doesn't check the boxes of what's that. That's up what that guy is saying. That's like not a story really.
I don't know. I think it's.
I think it's a pretty good story.
Story than a mini console.
No, that would be nothing. That would be just a name, like it.
No, you can make a big stink about it, like Sega and Microsoft joining forces to put out a new console. Like you can spice that up. To me, that sounds more newsworthy than Sega's coming out with a mini console. Yeah, it's been done before.
If that's what it is, I would be disappointed.
I think it would be I think that's a cool idea for Microsoft because they can't penetrate Japan. Like they don't do well in Japan. We've mentioned that how many times. But I think if you come out as a Sega console in Japan instead, you have a name behind Japan. Like I think that's huge.
Man.
Are the people that dumb? Like
see, that's the thing is I don't really know. Like I mean, look, I do appreciate Sega, but like the reality is like the overall gaming market is down in Japan. Thanks to their socioeconomic factors and stuff like that. Outside, if you have to ignore Switch, I mean PlayStation, like I don't think PlayStation 4 is going to outsell PlayStation 3. Last I looked at the numbers.
Not there,
and stuff like
no.
That.
Yeah, that was a big problem there for a long time. Yeah, it launched poorly there. Yeah.
Right. So I mean, to use the Sega brand name when they haven't released a system in 20 years, I mean, 20 years, like that's an entire generation that just they only know Sega as either through the Sonic or Yakuza games. Like, is that really going to sell systems? I doubt it. I mean, I'm saying it's better than nothing if that's what they wanted to go with marketing. But in terms of like, hey, it's going to light a fire around the world, I don't think that's
so. The other one I'm reading, I have an article up right now. So the other speculation is Sega is now purchased by Microsoft.
That would be close to the same thing, but more real.
Yeah.
Do we want that anyways?
Again,
no.
Does that make those franchises?
I don't know if I do. Like, and I'm a Microsoft fan, and I don't like what they've done with the studios they've acquired. So I don't know if I want to see them get Sega. Like, that's
I don't know, but like Sega, it's not. I don't think of Sega so much as a studio though. It's like they just they buy things like.
But they have franchises. They have franchises. Like Tony just said, they're not using them.
Right, and so maybe somebody coming in and like bringing those back is gonna be a good thing. I don't see Sega doing it though.
I just don't. The thing for me is I don't trust Microsoft with buying them and then releasing these franchises. They don't have a good track record for it. They're like EA in my opinion.
Rare. What happened with Rare?
I just don't see.
Right, you look at Rare. You look at any of their other like
Ensemble.
Studio. Right. Yeah, just
like if this was a Sony studio acquisition, I'd be a little bit more hyped. I think right now because of what Sony's been doing with their first party games.
Microsoft has been buying up a bunch of studios, so
I would rather see like Sega partner with Nintendo at this point. That would be just funny because I mean like they work together a lot now, but
I'm still waiting on that Mario Sonic actual crossover game.
Like actual, not just
not just the.
Let's get Sonic and Paper Mario.
There you
Paper
go.
Sonic,
I think it'd be cool, like a Mario Sonic team up buddy game where it's like you have Sonic's areas of the level and then you Mario areas, and it's like you kind of have to traverse both, or you can play either style. And I think that's a cool idea for a game.
And they'll both have their little retro sections because that's what they both
Maybe they'll
done.
bring back the Sonic RPG.
So
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It certainly piques my interest, but if it's just some branding thing, I can't get behind that. I can't.
Gotcha. So you want to purchase, you want new IPs, you want a retro console, but you don't want a rebranding Xbox. Either way.
No, that's a waste to me.
Okay. And I agree. I don't think that's a big impact. I don't know if I'd say it's a waste, but I don't think it's like it. I wouldn't tease that as a huge statement because again, like what does that mean?
I think this is like
Japan?
they're hyping it way more than it's actually going to come out.
He
like,
overhyped.
Yeah.
Overhyped.
Because I mean,
he almost certainly did, whatever it is, but we'll see what it is. But I mean, I am a fan of Sega, and I'd like to see a little more than just Sonic, or just Sonic come back in a better way. I want another Mania. I want, as you said, like a good 3D Sonic game. And then, go back to your roots. I mean, we got Streets of Rage, actually, which was pretty cool. And they're releasing new Yakuza. Bring back someone like Vector Man, stuff like that. Like, there's stuff. I want to see
Let me give one more scenario. What if Microsoft is buying Sega, they rebrand their Xbox as the Sega system in Japan, and then do have the exclusives of Sonic to their Microsoft systems?
no.
I mean,
Is that a big get?
That would be good for them, but for the consumer,
It's not Phil Spencer's
not
way. He's all
for
about
us.
giving everything to everybody.
It's not.
Oh.
I'm just going like one final like merge them all together kind of scenario here. So
I don't know. We'll see,
I don't know what this means. I would like to see a Virtua Fighter game. I really would love to see that again.
Yeah, Virtua Fighter. Yeah. When is this supposed to be revealed?
The 4th.
Next week. Oh,
Okay.
the 4th?
It says the 4th. Yeah, I don't know if it delayed it.
Alright.
Delayed or?
Unless they delayed it. A lot of people have been delaying stuff. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's what everybody's saying. It
wait,
could also be.
What?
What's that? It could also be a
This
Sony
breaking as of
announcement.
40 minutes ago. Sega announced the Game Gear Micro.
What is this? It?
Yeah. I'll put it in the chat here. I didn't think this is real because somebody just posted a picture without context. I was like, what the fuck is this? But then Chris Kohler said, Sega just announced the Game Gear Micro.
Well, here we go. All right, guys.
All right, there it is.
We're doing this on the air.
I don't think
We're
this is
doing
just
this
going
on
to be the only thing. I think there's going to be more than that. But this is the first one.
Way under, overhyped. What? See, for me, the Game Gear is just a portable
So it
crappy
was something
version
hardware,
of
like
Genesis.
mobile device.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically a retro
Mhm.
console too, but it's not the one I think anyone would want.
You get a new Surf Ninjas movie now.
Jesus, that's like almost too small. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have seen the
Yeah.
picture.
Yeah, I'm
How
looking
big
at
is
it.
that picture? Like 2-inch screen?
It's
Yeah.
like the size of your Apple Watch.
I don't know about this. Is this real? Is it?
It's real, dude.
Well,
their
it's on their 60th.sega.com site.
Is it even coming here though? Like, is it just Japan only, or is it?
I'm sure it'll come here.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. We're finding this out live. Sorry, everybody. What was it called?
What do you
Game
mean?
Gear Micro.
in the chat.
Micro 6.3.
Yeah, I got it.
What's that? That's I don't understand. Well,
Nintendo Life has that. Wow, this is happening right now. It's happening live. So does it still take 6 AA batteries and last 2 hours?
it looks about the size of 6 AA batteries.
Yeah,
total.
I mean it looks tiny.
I don't. If that's it, that's like a real letdown.
Yeah. So that's the thing is, I'm one of the Japanese market analysts I follow. He goes, "This is, in parentheses, probably not the scoop that was teased for this week's Famitsu. They reported first, but in a news article, not the column of the journal in question. It's not listed on that section of the site. So this is probably just the first of their announcements.
I mean,
'Cause
as
I
long as
think-
it's got
I
surf,
think
if it's got Surf Ninjas on it, I'm happy.
What if it is a series of retro consoles? Like this is one of them. Then they'll have like a Saturn one, or or a Dreamcast
That's a
one.
win.
Too.
That's a win too.
That
I
would
think
be
it's a win to have those.
As long as
Dude, I
I'm
mean,
not
if we get
tiny.
Dragon Force and Guardian Heroes and
Guardian Heroes, yep.
Panzer Dragoon,
Bomberman.
never gonna get
Bomberman Saturn.
Bomberman, yeah. Virtua Cop.
Virtual Cop.
Gotta
yep.
get the
Oh my
get
God.
the light guns though.
Virtua Fighter 2.
Mm.
Yeah, absolutely. This would be awesome, but I can't wait for the fourth now. I'm actually excited for the fourth again. Because, well,
Well, it's the
Sony
fourth in
originally, obviously,
Japan.
well, not yet. Is it? Not yet. It's the third in Japan right now.
So yeah, so
Yeah.
you know, what aside from Sonic and Virtua Fighter, like one of the things, I would like to see is them pulling out of their back catalog, like Panzer Dragoon. I mean, you guys have propped up what is it, Dragon Force?
Dragon Force.
Right?
Yeah.
Dragon Force. I'd love to see even just like a minor port. Like I would just take a straight up port, but if they wanted to like do a
Mm-hmm.
soft remaster, I would take that. Skies of Arcadia, like just give me that arcadey business. Like shit, I would even take like a $20, indie Crazy Taxi title or something like that right now. Like
Jet Set
just
Radio.
imagine-
It's always
yeah, exactly. Jet Set Radio. Just all those older franchises they had.
You know what's
Like,
crazy is like I
Especially with
never
Streets
really
of Rage
liked
4.
Crazy
Like
Taxi.
Streets of Rage 4 is so good. Like I'm floored by how good that game is. You guys haven't even tried it, right?
No,
No.
It's on Game Pass.
I have it
Oh.
downloaded already. I just haven't played it.
That's what we need to do whenever we can finally meet up in person because it has 4-player local co-op for our anniversary whatever thing. That's what we
Yeah.
gotta do.
All right.
All right. Sounds good to me. That works for me. So, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what else I want to see from Sega except for I like them to
Yeah,
bring
the old
back some
stuff.
of these little-
It's funny, yeah. Some
Yeah.
of the stuff that you can't play right now too easily.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I just want to see revitalization, really, of older stuff, and I don't understand why the new Yakuza game though is going to turn-based. That's kind of annoying to me. Now that I'm getting into the series, that's like, why would
yeah.
you do that?
Yeah, they wanted to try a different genre or whatever like that. So, who knows? I think it got good reviews, but probably not up your alley and stuff like that. But you still have 5 other games to play or whatever it is. So.
Sure.
I hope they all
Yeah.
come to Game Pass too.
Well, I mean, they are. At least I think that's what they said in their announcement. They're releasing all 5 over the course of whatever a year or something like that.
Yeah.
Let's see if my pace with the games works out for me like that.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. The other thing for me is like in general, because there's like a lot of stuff, a lot of games I haven't even heard of that they've done. But I'd like to see like more stuff from their like Sega or their Saturn and Dreamcast era stuff. Because like I think, like don't get me wrong, I know the Genesis was their most popular system, but like I feel like it's been overdone at this point. Where it's like, dude, like you made more than that system. Like, give us ports.
Oh yeah, no, it's
You
when I think back at my Sega systems, like Genesis was great, but it wasn't the one I think fondly of. And I
Right.
think obviously Saturn is the one I think about the most, is because it had 2 of my favorite games of all time on it.
Dude, can you imagine if one of the things for the 60th anniversary was like Panzer Dragoon Saga, like straight
Yeah.
fully
restored.
Yeah. No, not even restored, just fully remade in this vein of
Yeah.
Shadows of the
Final
Colossus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
let's-
that'd be cool.
Let's do that.
Let's
That's funny.
do
Oh
it.
man, that ending though. Oh, so good.
Yeah.
And so bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, yeah, Dreamcast was good. Like I remember taking that home and like turning and playing like 2K football or whatever, and thinking, wow, it's
Oh, remember when
get-
they were able to do the like
never getting any better than this. I was like,
Yeah.
I'll never have to buy another console because it's never getting any better.
Yep. All right. I think that's gonna wrap up 499 of the Gamecast. Thanks for tuning in. You can write us podcast at allyoucangeek.net. Follow us on Twitter, allyoucangeek. Like us on Facebook. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe button and the like button. Tune in next week. 500 coming up. We got this Sega stuff unfolding as we speak. So next week we'll talk more about it. Thanks again. We'll see you guys next week.